Hey folks, GamerBug here, and I'm about to begin a playthrough of a new game, which is Fable Anniversary on the Xbox 360. Now, this is basically a remake of Fable The Lost Chapters, so has all the additional content in there, with a fresh coat of paint, but quite a different coat of paint from what I've seen of the game so far. Now, I haven't actually played the game. This is my first time at this game particularly, although I've played Fable many times before in the past. So we're just going to have a look at the options and then get started in the game. I'm going to drop the dialogue down because I want to be able to talk over what's going on in game. Now, the only other thing really of note is the control scheme. They now have their traditional that you can see, and we have the Fable 2/3 version, which basically should be a much smoother way of using the controls. I hope so anyway, because Fable's always, well, the controls were clunky, let's put it that way. So we're going to see how much smoother this is. Other than that, there's a few gameplay options, nothing too drastic, and a nice one there to turn off the Guildmaster, who consistently speaks to you throughout and can get on your nerves. Gonna leave it on for now, but if he does get on my nerves, I will turn that off. So let's begin the game. Now, having only seen screenshots, and I've gone out of my way not to actually watch videos of this game before its release, I'm intrigued to see what the game's going to look like. Although I'm a little disappointed that we've got a loading screen here. I mean, in this sort of day and age, you'd expect things to be faster, and I guess I'm spoilt by PC, because the PC version of The Lost Chapters does load in pretty quick. So I guess we'll see how long this takes before we actually get, well, to the first cutscene, which is a shame. You'd think they'd do loading on that cutscene.
Deep in the forest of Albion lay the small town of Oakvale, unchanged by time and untouched by the sword. Here lived a boy and his family, a boy dreaming of greatness, of one day being a hero. Sometimes he imagined himself as a noble knight or a powerful wizard. And other times he dreamt he'd be an evil warrior. But in all his dreams of greatness, he could not possibly imagine the power of the destiny that lay before him.
So that's the little cutscene there out of the way. I've made a conscious choice not to talk through that because it can be annoying talking over those things and you're not really going to hear me. Hopefully though, it won't be as bad talking over the in-game vocals that are going on now, which is why I turned them down. So, first impressions, well, graphically it's different and it's better. It looks really nice. The characters are pretty impressive looking, although I look very weird. The little guy there looks like a puppet, which is kind of scary. It's got giant hands, which is a bit of a Fable staple. But overall, characters seem to look a lot better. So let's get on with the game. So how much have the controls changed? Well, we use the right stick to change the camera, which is nothing new. Pretty simple. Okay, now the right thumbstick, clicking it in, makes that map get bigger. I'm sure that you used to be able to change the view distance, but nothing seemed to make a difference where I just click there, so I guess we'll see as we go along. So, first quest around this corner, we're going to go down the route of being a good person. And thus, we're going to dob this guy in here, although I've talked to the wrong person there, this guy here, who's basically cheating on his wife.
I've never even met this woman. Who is she?
So, it's a good deed to go and basically rat him out to his missus.
My wife's at home with our little ones, and I'm supposed to be working. But a man should be entitled to do what he likes, don't you think?
I don't really have an opinion on the matter, I'm just going to dob you in for money.
I'll give you a gold piece.
No, I'd much rather get you in trouble with your wife than accept the one gold piece you're going to give me. Which, when you think about it, morally, I'm only really after the money. The good deed I'm doing is ratting him into his missus, and all I'm getting for it is money. So weird. Anyway, this girl should be looking for her teddy bear.
I left her, and I can't remember where.
You should be more careful in future then.
Her stuffing needs changing today, and I can't find her.
Why does her stuffing need changing? It's a bear.
She's a
How
lovely
old
little
is the
furry
stuffing in this bear?
with a blue patch on her back.
So it must be important. I must find a bear with a blue patch rather than any other bear. Let's see how that goes.
There he goes again.
Quite a few people about in town. Looks very nice, as I say.
Honestly,
A quaint little
where's
village.
that filthy layabout husband of mine?
Well, graphically,
With some woman I don't doubt.
not just the
I
main
run his
character,
house,
but the
bring up his children, and what do I
NPCs
get in
seem to
return?
be...
Nothing. If you
They seem
find
to be
him,
better
let me know,
drawn,
won't you?
much crisper, more detail to them. So that's quite good.
You have? Right.
Right, so that's
I'm
him
gonna
ratted.
turn him into balverine food. Thank
I can
you,
get why he's
young
probably scared
sir,
of her,
for telling
but
me.
that's for him to deal with, not me. Right, next good deed. Down here, there is a guy with a comedy Liverpudlian accent, assuming that hasn't changed.
Oh, thank goodness.
Nope,
Listen,
it
lad,
hasn't.
could you do me a favour?
Has he got the same problem he has always
I've got
had?
to, you know, answer a
Yes, he
call
does.
of nature. Oh, stay here and watch this
I don't know
stuff
where
for
the
me.
guy's
There's a
going.
good lad.
I mean,
just stand between those two stabs.
I would have just
and
gone in
don't
the bushes
move.
somewhere.
I'll put
I
a good
suppose it
word in
depends
for
what he's
you
got
when
to
I
go
get
do, but
back.
let's not have any more thoughts on that, shall we?
Won't be long.
So again, we're going to go down the good route. There's a little brat in front of us. Yep, there he is. And he's going to kind of tease us into doing bad things. I love that statement. The warehouses might have stuff in them. You think?
Unless you're too scared.
What else would be in them?
Unless you're just
It's either
a
going to
big
have stuff
loving girl.
or nothing. Anyway.
Come on.
So I'm going to generally ignore him. One thing I've noticed is we have a little timer in the corner there. On a meter, like a bar. Now that, I'm sure, was like a timer, just like had the seconds displayed before. So that's different. Nothing particularly drastic, but it is different. Looking at the controls down the bottom, it would appear that one side are the buttons, and the other side is the D-pad, which it was in the previous Fable. The D-pad was notoriously hard to utilise correctly though, so I'm going to be looking at that a bit later on, but there's no point at this time in the game anyway. Mainly because you can't really access your inventory until you become an
Thanks,
adult.
lad. You've done me a big favour. I'll let your dad know what a splendid watchman you made.
So, another good deed done. I think you can do a maximum of 4 good deeds, although I need to do 3, but I'll do all 4 of them. The reason you need 3 is the thing you're going to buy only costs 3 gold pieces. So, should be a kid being beaten up by a bully.
Get him off me. Please
Okay, that's not
help.
particularly well done,
Goes around
because
the town beating up anyone
both the characters'
smaller
heads
than
have been chopped off the
him.
top of the
But you
screen.
look strong. I bet you could scare him off for good.
I guess that's a small niggle though. So, lock onto this guy,
Money next week.
and interesting. There's a health meter now. I don't. It's been a while, but I don't recall there being health meters in the original Fable. I could be wrong.
Thank you.
Um,
You stopped too good.
that could make life a bit more interesting if you know
Here,
how
I'll
much
let
health
you
the
look
creature's
after
got
Rosie.
left,
She'll be
which is
safe
why I
with
seem
you.
to think it didn't used to have it. There's the bear. So I didn't really need to know what the bear looked like because that kid's told me it's her bear. So it was a bit weird that I got given a description of exactly what the bear looked like. Anyway, I'm going to hand it back to the kid now.
Takes that.
You found Rosie.
Not
you
so much
so
found was
much.
given, but okay, I'll
Come on,
take the
Rosie.
kudos.
Let's change your stuffing.
I don't want to know what that involves. Right, and let's go see Dad and tell him that we've been really good. Morally ambiguous, but good.
Well done, lad. Here's your reward for those good deeds.
The good deed involved beating up a
I
bully,
think you may have
which
enough there, son. Have you
is
spoken to the trader?
morally ambiguous. Telling a woman about her adulterous husband that may have broken up their family, which is also mildly morally ambiguous. I guess the other two aren't so bad. Right. Comedy trader.
Hello, lad. I'm a trader. I wander the world buying and selling wares, especially to fine folk like your good self.
So,
Some
specifically
little
young
girl I
boys.
saw said you have a sister, and it's her birthday.
Yes,
And
I
it
do.
seems you haven't got her a present yet.
If I did, I
It
wouldn't be
just so
talking to you.
happens that I have a rather nice box of sweets here.
That's it.
Guaranteed to put a smile on any
You're not going to give me an
sister's
option or a
face.
choice
For
or a
only
variety of
3
things.
gold
Perhaps a
pieces.
pendant or a locket. Or a hairbrush. Nope. I
Young
can
sir,
buy the
They are
sweets.
yours. yours. Wish your sister a happy birthday from me now, won't you?
No, I won't. Chocolates. Maybe this is just a UK thing, I don't know. But I don't actually consider sweets and chocolates the same thing. Chocolates are chocolates, or chocolate, and sweets are usually chews or boiled sweets or something like that. Maybe I'm just being pedantic though. So, what does the sister look
Hello,
like?
little brother. I hope you haven't
Okay,
forgotten what
kind
day
of
it
creepy,
is,
but she
like
was
you did
much
last
creepier
year.
in the original
I'm
Fable.
sorry if I woke you up last night. It was another
How
of those
miserable
dreams.
does my character look?
I was standing in this field when something happened, but I can't remember what. Never mind that though. I'm still waiting for my present.
Well, here you go. As exciting as it
I
is.
knew you were going to bring me chocolates. It's just like my dream.
Oh, just piss on
Come
my
on,
strawberries, why don't
Let's
you?
go home. Mother will be back for my party any minute now.
Well, aren't we the little prophet? Why do I bother?
Wait, there's something wrong.
Bandits!
Well, you didn't see that coming though, did you? Alright, that's a little bit more gruesome than the original Fable as well.
Here, you've got to hide.
It looked a bit more like the arrow under the arm, where people pretend it's happening. That's my hiding place as well. I mean, surely they can just see him through the fence.
Got one!
Ah well, let's see how this unfolds.
Evil had come to Oakvale. Bandits wielding torches and steel, slaying and burning all in their path. Blood-red flames lit the night as the villagers screamed and begged for mercy, and soon their bodies filled the streets. Then the raiders reached the last house where the boy and his family lived. It was them they had slaughtered so many to find. The father fought to protect his kin, but he was no warrior and fell mortally wounded. The bandits ripped the house apart, but could not find the boy. Through torture and threats, his mother and sister remained silent, and their furious attackers took them both. From the nearby woods, the boy watched as all he knew was taken away. His whole life was crushed to ashes. He was alone.
So, rather pointlessly, we've been given control of our character again. The reason I say pointlessly is, well, there's not much we can actually do. We can basically go this way. You can't talk to anyone, you can't do anything, you can't see anything. You get the horror of running through the town, maybe? Although it's not that horrible, it's even quite pretty. Eerily pretty. And you basically go and find your dead dad. That's it. They've now taken control away from me again. So, bit crap. I guess this is a poignant moment. So why is the only thing I'm thinking about, why is my child wearing a crop top when he's male? Well, he's a child as well, but I mean, worrying.
We must leave. It's not safe here.
Okay,
They're all
now
dead.
Maze always looked pretty weird
don't want to
in
join
the
them.
previous game, and he looked
Then-
pretty weird here.
Give me your hand.
But I suppose he saved my life, so may as well go with him. Oh, an achievement. Can't actually say I'm attempting to get achievements. I think that one may be one that's purely based on finishing the village bit there. God knows what the Avatar one was.
I thought you'd have a stronger stomach than that. Come on.
Very green vomit.
Save your energy, boy. It's not me you want to fight. You might not realize it, but I just saved your life.
Well, yeah,
There's
I do
nothing left
realise
for
it.
you,
The guy was
no
about to
Val.
hit me with a sword
But if
and you
you'd
killed
stayed,
him. Not that
You'd be as
stupid.
dead as the rest of them.
To be fair,
Come
if
with
you'd not
me.
saved me, I'd be dead as the rest of them. Not exactly ungrateful. I just don't talk.
My name is Maze, and I'm the head of the
I
Guild
guess I
of
kind of
Heroes.
skipped ahead there by
You must
saying
have
his
heard of
name
it.
was Maze, but
You'll find nowhere
forgive me.
safer in all of Albion, nor a better place to call your home. And if it's vengeance you want, you'll need the training only we can offer.
So, worth noting that they give the best
Here
training
we
in
are.
all of Albion.
I'll introduce
They
you to
are the
Guild
epitome
Master.
of the epitome.
He'll be your guide from
They
now
train
on.
heroes like no other. So it'll be intriguing to see exactly what this training entails. I expect to be tested to my limits, with a final trial that I must go through that will test me to my very limits. I may be being sarcastic. Time will tell.
I have a new student for you. Put him in the dorm upstairs with the girl.
The girl. Not
You
that there are
don't
several
look
girls.
much like hero material to me, but Maze knows what he's doing, I suppose. Well,
Okay,
follow
well, the
me then.
Guildmaster looks a lot better than he used to. He used to look very comedy-like. Oh, that's funny. Basically, that is something running in the background. I tried to connect with the smart
We'll be
glass.
sharing this room with Whisper, one of our brightest
Well,
young
basically,
people.
just before I started the game,
She's
and it
playing
didn't
in
seem
the
to want
woods
to
right
do
now,
much.
But you'll meet her in the morning.
And,
For now, you should get some sleep.
well, it
Your
appears it's just
training
connected.
starts tomorrow.
While this is going on, I'm going to have a quick look at it. And I can look at maps. I guess it's better than nothing.
It's time to wake up.
Whoa.
You must be my roommate.
They haven't exactly made her
Shorter
look
than I
better. I
expected.
mean, she's
My
more
name's
detail, but she
Whisper.
doesn't look that much better.
I've been here for a month. Had the room to myself till now, too.
They haven't
That's
actually
alright.
changed the voices in
You
this
know
at
you
all
talk
either,
in
which
your
is
sleep.
not a problem. The voices were always
Sounded
pretty
like a
decent.
bad
in it.
nightmare. Happens to a lot the first week. Some don't even last that long. You won't either if you don't get moving. The Guildmaster is waiting for us in the map room.
Well, according
You don't
to
want to be
Maze, this
late
is
on
the
your first
safest,
day.
most secure, most wonderful
Follow me.
place in the world. So, I wonder why people don't manage to sleep and why they quit so early. Must be the scary training they're talking about.
Looks like the Guildmaster got tired of waiting for you.
No, he started waiting
He's
for you.
probably
Don't
at
blame
the
me for
training
this.
grounds across the river. Let's go.
I like the fact I'm supposed to know the way. Unfortunately, I do, but that's because I've played the game before. So basically, out of here, do a right, over the bridge, and he's just over to the right. There should be a few yeah, there's one. A few apples lying around. I'll go collect them in a bit. Here he is.
Finally. All right, lad. It's time to see if you've
The
any
revamped
potential.
Guildmaster looks a
Get in
little
the
bit
ring.
like General Chang from Star Trek The Undiscovered Country.
I want you to hit
If
that
you've seen the film,
dummy
you may
as
agree.
hard
If
as
you
you
have not,
can.
then ignore
Just keep going till I tell you to stop.
that. Right, here begins my amazing training. The first few steps.
Not making much of an impact there, are you?
I'm
Here,
about
try
10.
with
No,
this.
I'm not. But you've given me a stick. That will be much better. A 10-year-old boy with a stick. Now there's a threat.
Ah, now that's more like it.
Yeah,
When you
I
destroy
seem
an
to think
enemy
you're
like this
quite
dummy,
easily
it
pleased.
drops an experience orb. These orbs contain the knowledge gained from killing the creature. It's very important that you collect these orbs.
Now, is that the knowledge
You
of the
won't
creature?
learn anything.
Or the knowledge of what I did to
Now
kill the
pick it up.
creature? Guess there's no clarity there.
Well done.
So, right
lad.
bumper button
Now then,
drags those
tomorrow
towards
we'll-
you still.
That's the guild alarm. Sounds like there might be something loose in the woods.
Yeah, hopefully some of
This
the
is
heroes
a
will go
good
deal with it.
opportunity to test your spirit.
Sorry?
I'll wait for you at the guild woods entrance while you deal with the problem.
You do realise I'm
we can
about
talk
10.
starting your training.
Wait, tomorrow's going to be starting our training. You haven't started my training and you want me to go into the woods on my own and I'm a little boy with a stick. I'm not so sure about the safeness of this guild. Maybe Whisper was right and why people actually ran away. Well, let's go have a look what's in the woods waiting for us. After another loading screen. Right, so the red dot on the map means an enemy. And those enemies that we've been sent to deal with are giant beetles the size of the boy. That's a bit bizarre, isn't it? Okay, fine. We can deal with this. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's probably a lot of heroes out there that could have dealt with this beetle problem. But let's face it, if I have to deal with giant beetles, then they must be dealing with much, much more important things. Now, if I died here, would they care? Or would they just chalk it up to another dead boy? So that's that done. I've noticed you can't put your weapon away, which is something that was in Fable, which is Fable 2, sorry, which is a little bit annoying. Wow, they have to load back in the guild. That's fairly bad. Come on. Right, dealt with your problem for you.
Lad. Those beetles can be a damn nuisance.
A damn nuisance?
Yeah.
They're
I
giant.
think you've earned
They're
yourself
bigger
some
than
pocket
I
money
am.
for that.
Oh well,
If you
okay,
want
cheers
more
for the pocket
gold,
money.
I'm sure the servants could use your help with something. Or you can get an early night.
I'm being paid to be a skivvy. Well, I'm going to go do the side little mission just because it's something to do.
You look tired after killing those beetles.
Now, first of all, I'm going to go grab these apples. I think there's 6 of them. There might be 7. I can't remember exactly. Yep, there's one there. So that's 3. One smack right in the middle. Just there. 4. No. And there's 2 more over near. There's one near that chest in the corner, and there's one somewhere over near these dummies, I think. Yeah, 5. And that must be the last one there. 6. Now, over here, over the bridge, there is... Oh, where were you guys when the beetles were there? Yeah, there's a couple of guys here just rattling on about racing things, who look a lot bigger than me, could have dealt with the beetles.
I ran to the demon door and back in 50 seconds. Beat that!
Well, I just killed about 9 giant beetles. That's beating that. But okay, I'll beat your pathetic running race thing. Ugh. And that's why the heroes here are a little bit pathetic. That's what they do. They run around. Yeah, you get some practice in on that. Try the beetles in the woods. So that's a demon door in the background. Not going to bother with that at the minute because I haven't got time. But I'll be opening that one. Well, that'll be the first door I'll open anyway. Another thing I've noticed about this is the camera spins around a lot better than it used to. You could actually get yourself caught up here on the on that tree there as you leave to run towards the demon door.
I lost my bet.
And you could lose quite a few seconds doing that. Anyway, screw him and his crap bet. I've just beat it and I'm a little boy. There's a shortcut scene going on in here and I may as well trigger it just to show it off. Though it's not that exciting. Also, I wonder what Scythe looks like in this game.
The journey's length is of no consequence.
Scythe's the guy in the back, and
must
he's sort of supposed to be, I think, a bit undead
How can
looking.
you be so sure?
But he always looked a
We
bit
might
crap
need
in
you
the
here.
last chapters.
Who knows what battles
And he
we
does
might
look
face.
a lot cooler here.
The signs are too
Creepy,
strong
but cooler.
to ignore, and the northern wastes have been too long isolated from the guild. There is much I may learn there.
Well, I hope nobody thinks you're running away from a fight, trying to cheat death again. You know how people talk.
Yeah, I bet they don't say that to his face though. I mean, look at him.
Matter to me. May death close his eyes to you, Maze.
What are you waiting for? Come in.
I was waiting to be invited
was
and I'm not
Scythe.
supposed to be here.
He was a great hero once, back when he had flesh on his bones and blood in his veins. He's just a shell now. What does he know of the choices we have to make, of what it takes to get things done?
All right, don't keep your panties on. Right, well, that was enlightening. Okay, well, I need to go and drop these apples off.
That showed you, didn't it?
To the pie lady. And that's pretty much it for my childhood. I believe she's just in here. Yep, here we go.
Listen, I have to make an apple pie for the guildmaster at the end of the week.
Okay.
But I can't find any more
That
red
almost
apples.
looks like graphically
I only need
glitched.
another 4. If you
I don't know if
find
it
enough, can
is
you bring
or
them
they've
back
just
here?
not bothered with
I'll
much
reward you.
rendering or anything, but that's not great. So, in return for letting her bake an apple pie, I
Guildmaster
get a
will
blueberry
his
pie. I think it's a blueberry pie.
Have this.
Yes, which has already been half eaten. The blue glowing things mean I could search those racks, but I can't actually keep anything apart from that pie, I don't believe, that I find. And also I don't know if it's considered stealing in the guild. Anyway, that's pretty much it done for my childhood. I'll continue on in the next video where I'll be going through my teenage years. So, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.
The guild was now the boy's life. The memory of the Oakvale flames still scorched his mind, but soon he had no thought other than training, and he became stronger and more agile with every passing year. His days were filled with grueling exercises, the nights with study in the library. Finally, he was ready to become a guild apprentice, just as Maze had foreseen. The real training was about to begin.